Sponsored content on LinkedIn is a powerful tool allowing you to build professional relationships and attract top talent to your company. But creating compelling content is only the first step. The best content in the world is not worth much if it doesn't connect with your target audience. The good news is, with Campaign Manager's real-time analytics and insightful usage data, you can fine-tune your message and focus your targeting to make sure that you're getting the most from your sponsored content campaigns. To access your sponsored content analytics, go to the Campaign Manager and click your account name. From here, you'll see aggregated data for all campaigns. The first thing you want to do is make sure you have the right date range and status selected so that data displayed is for the campaigns you want to review. The Campaign Manager tool graphically represents a specific aspect of the data over the selected date range. You can change which aspect is graphed from this menu. Move your cursor over an individual data point to see the exact number for that date. At the bottom of the page is a table summarizing the performance metrics for each campaign based on the date range you've selected. This view is best when comparing the performance of two similar campaigns. For example, here I could compare the performance of these two sales campaigns. You can place your cursor over each heading to learn more about how the data in each column is calculated. Click the title of any campaign to drill down into the data for that particular sponsored update. So now we're looking at the performance of this specific campaign. Again, you might have to adjust the date range here. Notice the Demographics tab. This data provides you with a pulse check of who is engaging with your content. Review this data to ensure you're reaching your intended target audience and to identify where you're getting the most traction. If you notice the target audience isn't engaging, you can create a new campaign to more aggressively target that audience. The data on this tab can help inform your decisions about existing and future campaigns. The table at the bottom of the page lists the content pieces that you are rotating within your campaign and summarizes the performance metrics for each piece of content. A best practice is to watch your campaign for 3 to 5 days and then review the performance metrics to ensure you're getting the desired results. The first thing to review is your average engagement. Average engagement is the sum of paid clicks on your content and free clicks from social actions such as likes and shares, divided by the total number of impressions or times the sponsored content was loaded in the newsfeed. This number is a great indicator of how relevant your content is to your target audience. And you should seek to maximize your engagement rate above the benchmark of 0.35 to 0.4%. You can see the average engagement is below benchmark data. This could be an indicator that your bid is not competitive and an adjustment should be made. Let's take a look at the bid. In this example, you can see that the $10.01 bid is below the range of similar advertisers. A best practice is to bid in the mid to upper end of this range to ensure your bid is competitive with what other advertisers are bidding. Click in the bid field to increase the bid and make it more competitive. When you're finished, click Save. The higher bid should increase the visibility of your content and your average engagement rate. Another area of focus is the total number of impressions in terms of reach. The average engagement rate doesn't mean much unless you've reached a sufficient size of your target audience. For example, here you can see this piece of content performed at 1.5% engagement rate, which is more than 3 times the average of 0.4%. But it only delivered 1,000 impressions. So what value is high engagement rate if you're only reaching a very small audience? You'll also notice that this campaign isn't delivering much budget. The combination of low impressions and not delivering budget is an indicator that the audience size is too small. You can confirm the audience size here and see that it's only 10,000 members. Click the Audience tab to adjust your audience. If you have an audience targeting template that has performed well in the past, you could select it here. I don't have one for this audience, so I'll scroll down and manually adjust these filters. Right now, you can see that the audience is limited to front-end engineers in the San Francisco Bay Area using the location and job title filters. I'm going to remove the job title filter and use the function filter to select engineering. Now my audience is over 400,000. If brand awareness was my goal, an audience size of 400,000 might be okay, but I'm interested in targeting engineers with specific skills, so that's too broad for this campaign. I'm going to add the skills filter and narrow the audience to engineers with Java, C++, or Python skills. My audience is now 140,000 members, which is much better. As you gain more experience, you'll get a better sense of what the numbers should be for your audience and content. This larger audience is more likely to drive a higher volume of impressions and therefore drive more clicks, comments, and other engagement, and overall better campaign performance. If you have multiple pieces of content running within one campaign, you can compare how well each piece is performing. For example, here I can see that this piece of content has 3 times as many impressions as this one. This is an indicator that my better performing content is being prioritized to appear more frequently. If I want my content to be rotated evenly, I can click the Bid and Budget tab, click Show End Date, Total Budget, and Ad Rotation options, and then select Allow Ads to enter auction evenly. This will help increase the number of impressions of this content and ultimately drive more engagement as well. A/B testing sponsored content is a strategy you can use to refine your own best practices and learn what resonates most with your target audience in order to optimize your sponsored content strategy. Here's how A/B testing works. You create 2 identical campaigns and then differentiate only one variable, such as a call to action, use of media, target audience, or bid. By changing only one variable, you are able to pinpoint what specifically is driving the better campaign performance. After both campaigns have run, you can compare the performance from the main page of the Campaign Manager. Here are 2 sales campaigns I recently ran. In the first campaign, I used text and included a link. In the second campaign, I added an image. Everything else was the same. You can see that both campaigns had similar reach with approximately 24,000 impressions. But when you look at the average engagement, you can see a big difference. The campaign that was text only has an average engagement rate of 0.876%, whereas the campaign with the image has an average engagement rate of 2.378%. Including rich media such as an image with your sponsored content can automatically boost performance, and as you can see in this example, there was a big difference in the engagement between the campaign with no image and the one that did include an image. As you review your performance metrics and make adjustments to your campaigns, try to learn from the posts that aren't performing well. And of course, don't forget to pay attention to the posts that are having the most success with views, likes, shares, and comments. Try to replicate these successes and be open to exploring new ideas for your sponsored content campaigns.